Now you have to crash zoom.
I'm just trying to imagine your voiceover for this. Okay, so we have the artist Jordan come up with 9 different looks, and we all have to come together. Start off with just 3 of us, and then there was a crew of 16.
What exactly is a color session? There are physical production buildings that exist and companies out there who just color footage. That's all they do. They take your log or raw footage and convert it into something beautiful, and specifically to achieve a certain aesthetic or mood. Why do I think color sessions are important? One is because of practicality. They help maintain consistency across shots and scenes in terms of exposure, white balance, things that weren't exactly shot properly on set. And 2 is intentionality. The color of your film or commercial can really evoke emotions and enhance the storytelling aspect. In this video, we're going to talk about the process of a color session, how you would actually deliver your footage to a colorist, what they'll do with it in the process, and I kind of vlogged our experience with a most recent color session that we had, and then how the color house would actually deliver the footage back to you. As a DP, I'm sure that this is a common thing, but over time, I've really developed a close relationship with a colorist at one specific color house. Her name's Jordan and she works at the Vanity. So far, all of my commercials and projects this year have been colored by her. Over time, you and the colorist really develop a good sense of style, and you almost volleyball back and forth between my style and what I'm actually intending to shoot on set, and then her style and how she actually enhances it or maybe adds grain or texture to the image. We are both kind of emerging in our field, so it was a really good opportunity for me to connect with her, and as I grow, she will also grow. The first step when working with any colorist is to get in touch with their producer. These are people that specifically manage the colorists at the color houses, and they deal with the scheduling and the negotiation for pricing. Pretty much all of the communication happens between me and Valentina, who is Jordan's producer. If you are curious at all about the color process, I'm gonna let Valentina take it away. She's just going to talk about the logistics and what happens pre-color session as well as post-color session.
So we typically like to ask for footage and elements about 2 days before so that our colorists can have a bit of time to make sure that everything's conformed, troubleshoot anything, whether there's EDL troubles, footage isn't coming in properly, or we're missing sometimes shots. So that just allows us to make sure everything's good for the day of. From then on, we just let Jordan take over and she does her color look. Sometimes we can get color references, which is amazing, so that way we can have a base look set. Sometimes we get color notes, and every once in a while, if Jordan does have the time, we send a posting beforehand for the session so that we can just hit the ground running as soon as our session starts. There's about 3 different paths that we can take. We usually like to focus on 2, whether it's either live links in person, or we sometimes do postings only. If the client doesn't have a lot of time, we can just do postings with comments on there, but typically we'd like them to come in or see them virtually via live link, so that way the live link allows them to see Jordan's work in real time so that we can do feedback right away instead of doing a posting every hour or something. So that's very helpful. And in person, it just allows us to also control what kind of screen they're looking at as well, because if they're looking at a laptop, we're not sure how that's calibrated. They're looking via TV or phone. We still encourage everybody to look at stuff via laptop because a lot of things are social now, so it just gives you a chance to see the color and how the audience will be seeing the color. But in person is great because that way you get to see Jordan's really big screen.
When the editor edits their project, they have a timeline with all of the clips laid out, cut together to make the final video. When the colorist is grading that file, they'll want to work off of the source footage, or basically footage that is at its highest resolution, or a large resolution, but highest bit depth. So it gives us the most information possible to work with. Oftentimes editors will cut with proxies or dailies, which are smaller files with a lower bit depth and lots of compression. So we don't want to work off of that. So if you were to just render out your timeline with a LUT baked in, or the LUTs baked into the dailies or whatnot, and you give that to me, that limits my ability and what I'm able to do with color. What I want is the raw footage essentially, or the ungraded footage at its highest bit depth. So there's 2 ways of doing that. You can provide the source footage and an EDL, as well as a cutting copy, which is basically the reference of what the picture should look like. Then I can use the EDL or the XML to point to the source footage to rebuild the editor's timeline. So essentially it's the exact same cut that the editor has, and I can just grade off of that, and then I can render everything out and give it back as the same files that basically you gave me. That can be a little bit complicated if there's a lot of footage, or if you're on a really, really short turnaround time, or you're, you know, out of the city or whatnot, and you can't actually get me the source files. Sometimes if the frame rates are weird, the conform doesn't work. An alternative option is what we actually did here, just based on our process and what we knew the deliverables would be. This was totally fine. Jordan cut together the footage that he liked, and he put it into 9 different videos, and he exported that without any LUT on it as ProRes Quad 4, which basically retains the full bit depth of what you shot in camera, and he exported them at 4K as well. So that is the source resolution that you shot at. He sent over those files to me, and I just cut them up on my end, and then I was able to grade off of those. And so then I'll give you guys back those 9 individual conforms as well.
In my most recent project with Jordan Astra, who is a local artist here in Toronto, we did a bunch of visualizers for him, and so there were like 9 different looks, but they were visualizers, so they were very short in duration, about 30 seconds each. And so I thought it would be a perfect time to bring you guys along and kind of show you what happens in a color session as well. I'm basically just gonna put in raw clips of the actual session so you can kind of overhear how clients and colorists speak with each other and see how you can like push and pull images. Before becoming a DP, I would have loved to just be a fly on the wall in one of these sessions. I would always see it on Instagram stories. I really didn't know what was going on or how to even approach that. So I hope you enjoy. Please subscribe down below. If you are interested in the production or camera process of these visualizers, Kofi, who was the camera operator on this project slash producer slash a lot of things, has also made a YouTube video about it. So feel free to click up here.
9 different sets. Big shout outs to Kofi and Nicole and the entire crew. There was 16 of us, which started off as 3. I'm absolutely blown away. And we got it done in 10 hours. And then Jordan with the finesse, as she does, you know? So.
It was easy. I just slapped on a LUT, called it a day.
Don't say that. This is not good for your rep.
I basically just took a look at like the raw and kind of wanted to see like what we could embrace, what was like shot on set with the natural lighting. Working with the team before, Jordan and Nicole, I can kind of have an idea of what, you know, what their tastes are, what their approach would have been.
This one I think is the biggest applause.
Departure.
Biggest departure, but
Yeah.
biggest applause to your skills.
Tweaking the colors a little bit, like shifting the hues away from magenta over into like the cyan world a little bit. And I think it kind of plays in this like monochromatic world as well. When I pulled this up, Jordan was saying he was playing around with the footage and he thought that it would look best in black and white, which this is essentially, you know, a variation of that. We're just kind of monochromatic blue here, which I think works well.
I think this is a real testament to your skill, because when I look at a clip like this and like straight away I'm feeling like all hope is lost. I don't know what we can do.
Yeah.
And going into black and white, right? And then you're like,
Yeah.
nah, let's just change the palette. You're able to identify it's monochromatic.
Yeah.
But even so, what hue is going to look best in this monochromatic palette, I think that's what makes coloring and having a colorist like so important. There's so much that you're pulling. Look at the separation. That's the first thing I noticed is straight away,
Yeah.
like separation from the subject to the background.
Yeah, you're definitely blending in a little bit more here. And
Yes.
I also find like, you know, sometimes lighting like this is difficult because the subject gets like so hot, like when it comes to like with that color, with the blue. So here we're kind of like dialing it down. We have like this shape between like the highlight on your cheekbone and then the shadow that the glasses are casting. So you do have that like separation, and then you have the separation in tones as well. You have like kind of the shadows are falling into this more like purpley blue, and then the highlights are falling more into like a warm like cyan, kind of a bit of green in there as well. So we were able to create like a little bit more separation this way. Added some green, which plays really nicely here in the highlights especially. I do. Some people don't like that, but
No, it's a great, it's honestly like a nice amount.
it works for this. I don't have too much on here, but like just to add a little bit of texture, I find especially like when you're working with like white psychs or like backgrounds and stuff that don't have texture, I guess specifically with this one, just adds a little bit of texture, kind of like helps break things up a little bit, adds a little bit of dimension. I've added a bit of vignetting here as well, so kind of create a little bit more shape. Yeah, I just have like a very like slight vignette on everything, just which I find works really well with like backgrounds, like in studio stuff. You've got just kind of the base, and then I have one LUT, and then another LUT, Vignette. Film texture, so like some green inhalation. Just some contrast, and then more contrast in color. Here you can tell beforehand everything was kind of falling in the vector scopes closer to blue and magenta. So you can tell there's like a bit of magenta in here, there's like a little bit of cyan, but like everything kind of falls predominantly between cyan and magenta at blue. And then we basically just shifted everything, all of the blues and all of the magentas, a little bit more towards cyans. I kind of wanted to lean into a bit of like, you know, contrast, like the coolness of the background and the warmth of like your outfit and your skin. Pop the highlights a little bit more for a little bit more contrast. There's like a good amount of contrast in this actually, which is quite nice. Kind of plays into the lighting that already exists.
I love the background in the tart because that was much more of an olive green, much more militant looking.
Right.
And then you color it here and look at that. It's just like a deep, rich gray.
Yeah.
And that jacket just hits. Yeah, this is beautiful. Set, Anvo, incredible work. Shout out to Anthony, Pack Rat. Yeah, the browns in the guitar case. It's just like it's so warm.
Yeah. I do like the soft highlight on your face as well, just picking up a little bit of a glimmer.
Yeah.
It's nice. Added a little bit of halation as Jordan picked up.
I love that. I just learned that word. That's why I'm just trying to use it all the time.
Yeah, you've been playing around here as well.
This hits.
What lens was this? Like a 24?
I think it was the 16.
6.
And it was the Nisi Athenas, so they're new. They're like for these new.
Oh, cool.
Glass. Yeah.
Yeah, this one's cool, man. It's so clean. It's so clean.
It's very like high contrast, like.
You know, like the dual tones are tough to really nail, I feel. Sometimes everyone just like doesn't really hit those super rich colors.
Right, for sure.
Overplays it a little bit. I think this is, it's just
outfit for this scene too.
black.
Yeah.
Just black it up. Yeah, because originally actually this scene was supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, was black and yellow, or red and yellow.
Yeah, it was
Black and yellow.
And then we ended up
yellow.
switching it afterwards just to this blue. And
Nice.
but I felt like it was a different blue. So this one I love the tone.
Yeah, I think it was probably a little bit more purple, because I kind of shifted everything a little bit more like cyan, and the reds are a little bit more orange rather than pink.
Yeah, you really see it in the next scene as well.
Yeah.
Operation Get Out the Hood, guys. If this doesn't blow us up, I don't know. I don't know, Nicole. You killed it, so we'll have to see what happens.
Are you gonna put these on Spotify, like as the visualizers as
As
well?
a canvas? That's a great question. Definitely will.
I kind of assumed that was what this was for.
It's actually the short form content, so across TikTok and Reels and
cool.
Shorts. I would definitely want to be methodical about how this comes out. We can't sacrifice on quality, so I know everybody wants to shoot organic and just like off the cuff, but it's not really our style over here, is it? We don't do that. That's right.
I said that earlier, actually, in reference to you.
And I was like, yeah, you know, me, Kofi, and Nicole just sat down, 3 of us, and then next thing you know, Nicole's doing her thing. There's 16 people.
Did you guys film something else together recently? Or like, were you running on a bridge?
Yeah, we shot Smart Surf.
Okay, you're in that?
I'm in it.
Oh my god.
Are you grading it?
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, it was a really fun shoot. 4 days, right? You guys killed it. 4 days back to back to back.
All 4?
Two. Two of the 4.
Did you guys film at Gerrard Square?
Yeah.
I knew it. That was the okay.
Damn, you nailed that. Yeah.
The same.
This one was interesting. I want to get your feedback and thoughts on this one.
This was the hardest one to shoot.
Yeah.
So, like,
Okay, so you've nailed the colors because I tried to put a LUT on it. I'm like, I don't know, man. I was thinking about just going black and white.
So I'm not a big fan of purple, the color purple.
Yeah.
So I was like, kind of like, let's shift things around a little
Honestly,
bit.
you nailed it with the purple.
It's monochromatic, but like
This
there's
is
also
way-
a bit of warmth in the blue. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%. So the rollout for this project is this color.
Okay.
Yeah, so this all works.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, we were aiming towards trying to hit some more blues because last year the focus was red.
Yeah, for sure.
So the branding, the creative direction this year is going to be those blues basically.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I like more
purple light is we
bluey
prefer.
purples or
Yeah.
like lighter purples are nice. Yeah. I'm just not a big fan of like the color magenta either, like a pinky purple, not a big fan.
Yeah.
I always prefer to tint things a little bit green than a little bit too magenta.
This was the first clip, right, Jordan?
Purple has a time and a place, but
Yeah.
I've yet to find it.
This was the yellow and the red.
Yeah. I actually really like this one. The last shots are my favorite, where you actually see the circle, like the sun. Very cool.
So what have you done here? Because we had that really harsh yellow, but you've really managed to balance it out a bit.
So this one wasn't like too harsh.
Okay,
I just kind
nice.
of wanted to swing it like a little bit more.
The separation is phenomenal.
Yeah, create a little bit more separation. Also, I was feeling a little green before.
Yeah.
And then in the next ones, I swing the orange a little bit more red rather than green.
Yeah, totally.
You'll see. I'll skip them. Okay, I'll skip it.
Yep, cool. Oh, nice face, buddy. There we go. That's beautiful.
But yeah, it's just kind of focusing on like skin tone here.
Look at the white tank top as well. It just looks so, everything looks so lived in here. Yeah, so that jacket is actually the same jacket as the one from before with the CD wall, just flipped inside out.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's a very expensive jacket.
Is it Capital?
It is.
Okay.
Oh, you
Nice.
know.
Yeah.
Originally had for this were quite yellow-red, you know?
Right,
And this
right.
is a nice, soft middle ground.
Yeah, we still want it to like live in like reality a bit. Pocket change.
Pocket change, fun, this one. Oh, damn.
Similar to.
Yeah, starting from scratch.
Yes.
Super rich, though. Look at that. Damn.
Would you want to see the background more green? Like
More olive? I don't know. You want to try it?
It is pretty green, actually.
It is. It's that kind of blue-green, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, try an olive, see what happens.
That's a little more green.
Yeah, I like it.
What do you think, Nicole? Yeah, totally. I think it works.
Run it.
Yeah,
Well,
that's good.
and then you can separate the scenes a little bit, even though,
Yeah, I like it.
Even though they're the same location.
Yeah.
Still feels.
yep, some are far. That bouncy clip was probably the one we're gonna go with, Nicole. Just the more lively personality one. I wanted to make it more of just like this serious kind of, because it was such an artsy setting, I wanted it to be more of a, almost like a portrait, like this is a picture or a painting. But just having fun in that shot, I just think makes more sense too. This is where we're like, let's be serious, you know? Trying to tone it down a bit, but.
Somewhere far.
Damn, I've been looking forward to this one.
Yeah.
This is fucking crazy.
Actually, the last shot in this one
Yeah.
is my favorite. Because you get that, like the orange of the floor, it looks so nice. This you still get like hits of it obviously, but like to see like the full shape of like the curtain and even like the shadows on the side, so beautiful. Yeah, then you'll feel
Yeah,
it.
those moments right there, crazy nice. And then you got me creeping in the back there.
Yeah, I know.
Just being a little creep, love it.
Yeah, this one's my favorite.
Insane.
So nice.
That's insane.
I love that light on her face.
Right there with the little gold there.
Looks so good.
Yeah, this is a winner. But I hear
You're
you.
right, you're right.
Okay, I'm very excited about this one.
Ice cold.
Damn, yeah, this is gorgeous. This is the CD kit here.
It's like an icier blue.
Yeah.
The other blues we've seen.
Yeah. Wait, you're wearing CBG pants?
The whole kit. This is actually a reversible, so this is inside out.
What is it? Does it actually say?
Comme des garçons.
It says calm on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, so this song comes out May 3rd. This will be the first of the new music, so.
Nice.
Basically, well, this has got to be this is not necessarily the first one that has to come out, but this is like of the official new music that we'll post.
Right, yeah.
And then Pocket Change after that.
If you're curious as to who was on this project and where we shot it, all of that information is linked down below in the credits. I would absolutely love to do a lighting breakdown as well for all of these visualizers and kind of talk about production. And so the next video, I believe, is going to be one that is sponsored by Milano, and I'm so excited to be partnering with them because I'm just going to be showing you the genuine creative process that I go through. Even if you are not based in Toronto and you would also like to work with Jordan at the Vanity, her details are linked down below and you can work with her remotely. Subscribe, like, comment, share it, and follow along my journey on TikTok. I post daily filmmaking tips there. As a cinematographer, I truly don't think I would be where I am today without Jordan. She has elevated my work to another level that I could definitely not even come close to. And that just goes to show it's really important to collaborate and team up with other creatives where you don't necessarily have the time or the skill set to learn all of those specific tools, but you do know other people that will. I hope to see you in the next video. I will talk to you soon. Bye.